welcome back to another episode of the Who Are You to Lead Anyway podcast, where we master the skills to navigate leadership and life with ease versus angst. I am your host, Cynthia Jamieson, and today I have a special episode for you. Last week, I had the incredible joy of spending some quality time with my two granddaughters. One of them just turned 3, and the other is a precious 5-month-old. And watching them interact with the world around them got me thinking about what we as leaders can learn from these little ones. So today I want to share those lessons with you. And as I do so, I want to offer like an exercise or a tip, something that you can explore, because I'm confident that one or more of these qualities will resonate with you. So let's dive right in. There are 8 of these lessons. And so the first one is about curiosity and openness. Now, my 3-year-old granddaughter is a bundle of curiosity. Everything is new to her, everything is exciting to her, even if it's something that she's done, something that she's experienced before. And I think that's because her perspective changes. She approaches each day, each experience with such a sense of wonder and willingness to explore with so much utter delight. Now, as a coach, it really got me thinking about one of the tools that I use with my clients, which is this notion of being the fascinated anthropologist, getting your looking glass out and being so curious and noticing what simply is without any blame, without any judgment, assumptions, attachment, expectations at all. This mindset and sense of curiosity allows our minds to expand and open up to possibilities. So, what if we as leaders approached challenges with the same curiosity? What if we were open to new ideas and willing to explore different perspectives and were eager to learn? Now, we can judge or we can learn. And when we learn, there's so much more innovation, so much more creativity, so many more new things that get created and get to come to life. So, here's an exercise that you can try. Just take on the role of fascinated anthropologist in your daily interaction. Practice observing without judgment and ask open ended questions to deepen your understanding of others' perspective. Now, this brings me to the second lesson, which is about authenticity. Oh my gosh. One thing I so admire about children is their true, genuine nature. My granddaughter expresses her emotions freely, as you might expect. And whether she's delighted, frustrated, or curious, you know exactly how she feels. And lots of times you will know exactly what she thinks because she'll tell you. Now, in my experience, being authentic is about being true to one's own personality, spirit, or character. And in my work with leaders, this is where their true gifts and genius lie, not in being like everyone else, or as a coach of mine says, like a carbon copy of a carbon copy of a carbon copy, but it's in being themselves and finding their own leadership lens, their own way to lead in a way that serves them by being themselves. Because the truth is, no matter who we are, there is no other soul on this planet with your set of values, skills, abilities, talents, perspective. And if you are not being authentic within your personality, within your character, you are feeling conflict, right? And this is the work that I do with my clients. Now, I've recently begun exploring human design, and what I have learned about myself as I've been diving into this for me is that when I feel satisfied, this sense of satisfaction within me, I am living according to my design. What that means is I am being authentically me, and when I feel frustration, I'm living against my design, or how they refer to this as like the self and the not self theme. So when I'm living and feeling satisfaction, that is the self. When I'm feeling frustration, I'm living in the not self, which I'm not being true to myself. Now, as leaders, when we are being genuinely true to ourselves, who we are, we build trust with teams. People feel more connected to us and are more likely to engage with us more fully. So let's take a page from a 3-year-old's playbook here and embrace our authentic selves. So, this is the tip, just reflect on what makes you unique as a leader. Identify your core values, your strengths, your passions, and embrace those qualities in your leadership style rather than trying to conform to others' expectations. Now, I get it. It is hard to be yourself in a world that really values conformity. And also, this is why you're here. This is the work. This is you, being able to be comfortable to be you. When you are, all of that conflict that you feel goes away. Literally, truly. I promise you. I've done it, so I know. I know of which I speak. Now, the third lesson that I learned this past week is about resilience. Now, my granddaughter falls numerous times a day, but she always gets back up and she tries again. She does not dwell on the fall. She is focused on the next attempt. You can see it, and she is so determined to keep it going. She will not be deterred. Now, as a coach, I believe that what often gets in the way of our own resilience is us, right? It's ourselves. Listen, we are at the center of all of our own problems. And once we can accept that, we can be more resilient with regard to the setbacks that we face. We love to tell ourselves the problems are outside of ourselves, right? And the truth of the matter is, we have been the humans who have created those circumstances with the choices that we have made. We have to own that. That's what responsibility is about. Leadership, much like life, is filled with setbacks. The key is to bounce back. The key is to learn from our failures and to keep moving forward. And resilience helps us navigate the ups and the downs with a positive attitude and determination. And like my granddaughters, we must keep focused on where we're going, right? To put it in the context of them, like they're thinking about, like, I want to learn to crawl. I want to learn to feed myself. I want to make a new friend. Whatever the thing is, for us as leaders is to redirect or reorient ourselves to what it is that we are wanting to create for ourselves that can keep us moving, keep us taking steps that are in alignment with the vision that we're holding for ourselves. So, here, an exercise you can take is practice reframing setbacks as learning opportunities. Like reflect or write about a recent challenge that you faced and explore the lessons that you can extract from the experience so that you can grow stronger in a skill of resilience for yourself. Now, the fourth lesson is the importance of living in the moment. Children are so fully present in whatever they are doing, whether it's playing with a toy, could be their toes, or could be discovering something new. For the first time in a long time, I was not attached to my phone, and it felt amazing to actually be present with them, right? And the tired that I felt was so different. It wasn't a mental fatigue, it was a physical fatigue. And that I can recover from, right? Like I can recover from that more easily. But it was just so fascinating to just be with them, be present with them. And as leaders, how much of both verbal and nonverbal are we missing out on within the conversations that we're having, the experiences that we are experiencing, or at least when we're in it, or, when you're at a meeting and you're not present and you're not living in the moment. Let's face it, the only moment we have is this very one. So let's enjoy it. Let's be in it. Let's suck all of the juice from it. By being present as leaders, we can address current issues so much more effectively rather than being bogged down by past mistakes or, current uncertainties. And that can allow us to make more decisions, better decisions for ourselves, conscious decisions. When we're present and in the moment, we can just really own that for ourselves. So I would invite you here to incorporate some mindfulness practices into your routine. Even set aside a dedicated time each day to focus solely on the present moment, to build that muscle up a little bit for yourself and allow yourself to be present. Because when you're truly present, you're not thinking about anything else. Truly, you are not thinking about anything else. You're not thinking about the past or the future. You're just in it. And that is so, oh my gosh, it's just so beautiful. It's just so beautiful that I just think for all of us, even for, like I'm doing this work myself, to be more present in the interactions that I am having purposefully, intentionally. All right, so this brings me to the fifth lesson, which is around creativity. So this is another area where children excel. Like I think we have so many lessons we can learn from children. My granddaughter's imagination knows no bounds, and she sees things in her world so vividly, and it allows her to solve problems in so many unique ways. Listen, she has zero problem asking for help. And I think that because of that, she sees possibilities everywhere. So as leaders, let's put on a pair of creativity glasses, if you will. Encourage creativity within our teams because it can lead to innovative solutions and more dynamic work and a more dynamic environment. Let's foster a culture where creativity is valued, where new ideas are welcomed, right? So, a tip you might try here is to foster creativity by engaging in activities that stimulate your imagination. Even try brainstorming sessions with your team where, you create some parking lot rules where all of the ideas are welcome. There's no judgment here. We can put judgment and resentment and all the feelings on the table over here in the parking lot. But let's encourage thinking outside the box and exploring unconventional solutions to problems. Maybe the unconventional solution is to be present. All right. This brings me to the sixth lesson, which I'm calling emotional expression. Now, I know that emotional intelligence is a buzzword in leadership, but emotional expression is something children naturally exhibit. My granddaughter expresses her emotions openly, which is a reminder of the importance of recognizing and managing our own emotions and understanding those of other people. As leaders, depending on the emotions that you're having and the way that you express them, there may be space and room to share what you're experiencing and what you're feeling. Now, a lot of leaders that I work with think that they can't share their frustration with their team, which isn't always the case. And when they do share from their heart, it allows others to do the same. It cultivates connection, right? So the key here is understanding your motivation and if it's coming from a good place. By being emotionally intelligent, we can build stronger relationships and create a more empathetic and supportive work environment for everyone. So, here an exercise is to practice authentic communication by expressing your emotions in a clear and constructive manner. Start by sharing how you feel about a recent success or a challenge. And you might want to start with a trusted colleague or mentor, right? But even just exploring and seeing what you can learn in just the sharing of it can unveil something more for you. You can connect to yourself as a result of that. Now, the seventh lesson that I learned from my grandchildren is building relationships. So, children are so inclined to connect with others. Now, I watched my granddaughter approach another little girl at the beach. She extended her hand. She asked, "Would you like to play with me?" So many times. The other little girl did not respond. And I got to tell you, it hurt my heart so much. But I loved how my granddaughter responded. She tried again and again. And she wasn't dissuaded. She adapted by quickly adjusting herself. If this potential playmate didn't want to engage, she just moved on to something else that was available to her. Like she went swimming, she built a sandcastle, like she kept going back and just approached other little children on like at the beach to just like ask the same question. Do you want to play with me? Do you want to play with me? Now, as leaders, building strong collaborative relationships is essential, as you know. So let's focus on fostering that sense of community within our teams, encouraging collaboration and supporting each other. So, the tip that I have here is to just invest time in building genuine connections with your team members. Maybe you schedule some one on one meetings to learn about their aspirations, their challenges, their interests outside of work. Maybe you show empathy and actively listen in order to strengthen trust and collaboration with someone or within a team. So, this brings me to the last lesson that I learned, which is about adaptability. I've touched on it to a degree, but children are incredibly adaptable and constantly and quickly are adjusting to new situations and environment. My granddaughters are perfect examples of this. They're always ready to embrace whatever comes their way, right? And in this fast paced world of leadership, adaptability is becoming a crucial skill. Being flexible and open to change allows us to navigate uncertainties and lead our teams through transitions much more smoothly than if we're not, if we're closed off to that, right? So the tip here is to just cultivate flexibility and intentionally seeking out new experiences or perspectives. Challenge yourself to approach a familiar task or a familiar problem, even from a different angle. And then evaluate, what did I learn here? Right? How else can I approach it? How else can I look at it? Right? How would someone else see this? How would someone else solve this problem? So there you have it. 8 leadership lessons from my 3-year-old granddaughter, who is amazing. I love her so much. By embracing these qualities, we can collectively navigate leadership and life with much more ease and a whole lot less angst. So I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you found these insights valuable, I would invite you to subscribe, leave a review, share this with your fellow leaders, and remember, sometimes the best lessons come from the most unexpected places, even from a 3-year-old. So until next time, keep leading with curiosity and heart. I will see you back here, same time, same place next week. Make it a great week. Hey, leader. Thanks for tuning in to the Who Are You to Lead Anyway podcast. I hope today's episode inspired you to embrace your authentic leadership journey. I want to invite you to join my mailing list at www.cynthiajamiesoncoach.ca and claim your copy of Your Inner Compass, a guide to charting your course to authenticity. This guide will help you understand what truly matters most to you. My vision is to empower individuals to live and lead lives in harmony with their core values, become catalysts for positive change, and navigate transitions, all while fostering connection and belonging in the world. Lastly, your feedback shapes this show, so I would be honored if you would subscribe, rate, and review. Thank you so much for being a part of this community dedicated to authentic leadership. Together, let's make a meaningful difference in this world.